Hi guys. It is late, but it might as well be like 9 p.m. For me, I had such a full day. I haven't done a live this past week. But it was hectic. It was hectic. I hope yours was a good one. Mine was good. It was good. It just was busy, but it was good. So, it's my birthday month. So, went out and celebrated today with like friends, not just like me and my boys. It was really, really good. We had such a good time. I went to my favorite restaurant. It was delicious. I had champagne. It was lovely. I have a lot of lovely friends, but I don't know. The people I thought would come, they didn't come. Hi, Britt. Hi, Felicia. So, but, a good practice to have is to like focus on what's present and not think about like what you want or what you're hoping for, right? So I got the most joy from that, like being totally present in the moment, enjoying my friends that came out. I had a lovely time. I was totally a free woman. I had on this this is what I wore today. You can't see it. It's a long sundress. I'll give you some. This is what I was. Thank you. That's what I was doing today. So, I had a fantastic time. I went to church earlier. I was way more modest. And then I just was a wild woman. Straight out the jungle. For my evening out. It was absolutely lovely. I met a handsome guy. Most of my guys are friends. Most of my friends are guys, right? So it was quite a few guys that was with. It was just me and then another girlfriend. That was it. And the rest of the people, they were all, my male friends. And one of my male friends, he found out how forward I can be when, I'm interacting with men. He didn't expect that. He was like talking about it with the other. He was like, what she said to the man? You know what she said? Leave me alone. That's why I'm single. I'm enjoying being single. I am. I'm enjoying it, but I know at some point it's just going to change. This is not all wine. Look at that. See, it's clear. It's not all wine. But I think I'm just like really just focused on helping the people that I'm helping right now, and my coaching, just just doing the stuff that you can't do when you have, a big baby with you. It's so amazing. I don't think we realize that when we're growing up, like as we're like younger women and we're trying to date. I don't think we realize that men are big babies. I don't think we realize that. I think we like to think in a romantic sense, like, oh, he's just so masculine. And what's up, babe?
Yeah, I thought he was talking on the phone.
I am.
No, I was talking to somebody.
I am. Have a good night. So I don't think we realize how, oh yes, love's always about positive energy. Always, 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 always. Okay, if I haven't told you, because I didn't do a live this week, but sending love and light. I hope that you guys are having like amazing, thoughtful days, like where you're just like really present in whatever it is that you're doing, okay? And that the ladies are spending time to focus on themselves and to process thoughts and have tons of aha moments. Those are so amazing. You're like, damn, if I just only learned that shit when I was 20. But better late than never. So learn at any point and don't beat yourself up about it, right? So, like at some point, I know this season is going to end, right? But here's a funny conversation. So I had a conversation with some women at my church, and it was like, I think we meet monthly. Now, have I been committed to the monthly meetings? I may not have. I mean, I have been, right? But I've been really, really good with my participation and like lending my hand to the women ministry and making sure like, you know, where I can volunteer, I can. And if I cannot do it, I do not force myself, right? Because I want to always be just in a good mood, right? I want to always be in a good mood. And if I can't do something, or I feel like it's going to cut close with something else, or the disappointment of the latter is going to be too great for me, then I don't volunteer myself. But if I know I do not have anything else pressing, I commit myself. Or if I know I can carve out a piece of time for them, I carve out a piece of time for them and I honor that, right? So today, you know, it was Father's Day. You know, I did my part. You know, I had the boys call their papa and they did little video time, you know, and he had the nerve to say, oh, I'm surprised you guys called me. What? Do I look like I got time to be petty? I don't got time to be petty, people. I don't. I'm over here trying to catch the whole life that Allah has in store for me. Like all of it. The good man, the vibes, all of that. I'm trying to be totally open and prepared for it. So no, I'm not here trying to I'm trying to have my own life. Ain't nobody I ain't got time for that shit. But so today is Father's Day, and they like serve the men at the church, and you know me, right? I'm in my little selfish season. Whatever. So anyway, so on Saturday, while we were like making sure we're like wrapping up all the finer details about this Father's Day dinner that we're gonna do, and we have our monthly prayer meeting, you know, for the women and all this stuff, we had this funny little conversation afterwards. And the conversation was, you know, I was like, you know, I want my own bedroom the next time I get married. They was like, what? Don't do that. Sister, don't leave it to chance. You know, they were all giving their bits and pieces. I loved it. I appreciated all of it. I knew where they were coming from. I've been there. But let me tell you about this 2020 Shamrondi. Yeah, I want my own bedroom to dear future husband and the ones who are courting me that have other wives and everything. Please know this. If there are other wives, I need my own home. Let's start with that. If there is not another wife, I need my own bedroom. I'm about like 90% sure that I want my own bedroom. About 90% sure. Now, there are some factors that can allow for it to like not appear that way, but in real life, it will be that way. I need my own space. I want full agency over my body. As much as I love the early morning rolls in the hay, I think there's going to be mornings where I don't want somebody bumping me first thing in the morning. What is that? Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe it's just old age. And I'm okay with that, right? We don't make it to mature ages by totally being stupid, most of us. So I feel I want to just relish my own autonomy. I'm a full agency over my body. Knock, knock. Who's inviting? Who over? I think that's where I'm at. Now, let me say that it's not completely foreign what I'm speaking about. I know, because I have a lot of African friends, right? So I know that when I say African, I mean specifically, I have like one East African friend, one South African, but most of them are West African. And most of them, they are familiar with that kind of living arrangement, whether it was like their grandparents or their own parents, and they had their own bedrooms. Now, some people would say that's not the best thing, because then that's how your husband brings in other wives. Now, fair warning, if you're bringing in another wife, it's always such a sticky topic, right? Like, people are totally judging when you talk about this, right? Me, I do not judge people that are in polyamorous relationships. And I'm talking like real relationships. I'm talking about tribes, okay? I'm talking about there's like a whole bunch of kids. There's like 15, more than 10 plus kids, whatever. I don't judge people, because we all know what our threshold is, and some of us, we rather deal with the familiar than the unfamiliar. Me personally, because I am not a big fan of the idea of having more children. I personally don't want to have more children, right? But I love children. I love children. And I think I talked about this in my live. When I didn't have any kids, I couldn't even meet one guy that didn't have children. Even the youngest guy that I dated, he was my... Can I say this? You might see this video. He was my maintenance man. He was a good maintenance man, right? This is before my, last serious relationship. But as young as he was, he had kids. Now, granted, his baby mama was older than him, but he had children. Not a child. He had children. I don't know if it's a New York thing. I feel like it is. I feel like it's a New York thing. Because since now that I am a mother of children, I've met so many men that don't have any kids. And they're like my age and older. My age and older, my friend, I'm not starting off. And if they really feel like that is part of their life mission, to have more kids, I am not opposed to it, right? Because I understand it to be something that he needs from me, because I'm very valuable. I bring a lot to the table. That goes without saying, right? But then I also know, okay, I know this is what I would want, whatever that is. So, if it is Alua's will, then I get married again. If it's not Alua's will, then, what is what? Whatever is whatever. But I'm going to say that if we're supposed to be in a monogamous relationship, my friend, and you think that you are going to come and bring me sisters that I don't know about, see, this is where men are silly. They don't know how silly they are. They don't know that women truly know when something is off. Something is off. And if we go digging, we don't go digging because we know if we go digging, we're going to see what we're going to see. But let me tell you this is fair warning to anybody that tries to come in my DMs and think that we're going to be having this long back and forth. Let me tell you something. If we are supposed to be fully immersed in monogamy, and you think that you sliding out isn't going to hurt nobody, just buckle up and ready, right? Ready yourself. Be prepared, because I believe that people have full free will. Like God allows us to have free will. Religion is what makes people feel like they don't have free will, right? Or they feel like they've done so much bad stuff that they have to punish themselves at this point. And I'm not religious by any point. I know you heard me say I was at church and everything. I'm very spiritual. I love the Lord, and my prophet is all that, right? But I am not religious by any means, and everybody, God gives us free will. And the same way, who are we now to come and buckle up and put somebody under a restriction that they don't want to live? If you feel, ladies, if you feel that it is not sufficient for you and it is not enough communication going on for you, then sis, move on. Because the worst shit that ever happens is where you spend too much of your good juicy years, honey. You could have been flinging it on somebody else. But no, you there catch up with somebody who all he does is just upsetting you and have you upset. And you're just thinking about what you could have been doing had you made some other decisions. You see all of that? That's called regret. Regret is a bitch. If you haven't seen my video about regrets, you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, Providence Life Design. Get into it. Because I have a whole video about like even having a maintenance man, for goodness sakes. I believe that's a full ministry unto itself. But I'm going to tell you, I am very sure that I want my own bedroom. I do. I want my own bedroom. I need my own space. I need my own. I'm sure of that. Very, very sure. And if you cannot accommodate that, then we just continue living separately. And then we meet up for dinner and we have a good time. And then some nights ends up with me being, you know, maybe more than just a glass tipsy. Maybe, you know, it's fun drunk and, you know, and then we have these things going on. Something is flying around in here. So anyway, I just was reminded of that because I saw that, and he's not that young, but he was a nice, fine, ripe man. You know the ripe ones? You know which one I'm talking about. The one that's like, he's mature. He got a couple of bundles under his belt. Like tons of relationships, tons. You know those. But he looks good. He was keeping himself all the way together. And I asked him on the spot, I was like, well, my goodness, you're just so handsome. Are you married? And he says, no, he is not. And he wanted to know if I was married. And it was all of that little light flirting going on. And I just blew my skirt in the breeze and I turned around and I left. With my children and all the men I was at the restaurant with. I had my birthday dinner was so lovely. It was so beautiful. It was so lovely. Shout out to my girlfriend that came through. She's a real MVP. She's a real one. And all the ones that could have come and they didn't come, that's cool. I'm cool. We cool. You know, what's better than alignment? Nothing is better than alignment, right? Even when you're going through the lessons of like learning about yourself and what works for you, the kind of friendships that you flourish in, the kind of relationships that like nurture you, you got to really pay attention to that. Women need to pay attention to that, because what can easily happen is we could be drawn to another woman, like, hey, oh, she's mad cool. And then after you've just already, you already done popped your cherry with this lady, right? Because women become fast friends. And I'm always very leery of that. I'm leery of that. Because I like my relationships to be like, like good and solid. Like you not mad because you didn't hear from me for the whole month. Like I have my own life to live. But then when we do come together, you learn from me, I learn from you. We have great, honest dialogue. I appreciate good, mature woman friendships. And I think that you got to be very careful of the energy vampire-ish kind of women relationships. Whatever. Some people didn't like that. That was just on. But that's okay. Y'all can come back to it, right? When y'all come back and look. Because y'all be coming back and looking. I ain't mad. Okay? I don't know how a video will be having 350 views. I don't understand that. But whatever. Maybe there's going to be a nugget in there for somebody, but you got to be careful, because I'm going to tell you something. It's like the same thing when you're doing business. Sometimes it's better to just sell 1 or 2 or 3 high end than for you to have 25 $10 purchases, because those $10 purchase customers will wear you the fuck out, and you'll be like, wait a minute, did I sign up for all of this stress? And you got to be careful, because some of our women to women relationships, they can easily be like that. Thank you so much, love. Tashonia, thank you. We give God all Rishihalua. But you got to be careful of these things, because some of those relationships, they could just be so draining. Jesus, who wants to be drained out like that? You got to be careful, ladies. Be careful with these fast friends. And the thing about it, yes, it's a yellow flag on the field if your guy has a problem with you, and and your girlfriends and stuff like that. He might be a no good motherfucker, and he trying to do shit that can easily fly under your radar, and he doesn't want nobody else to pick it up. But I think that's what a lot of men that are very confident in their masculinity, that's what they're worried about with their women, is that y'all be too quick, fast friends with women that you haven't taken your time to get to know, right? And yes, we are our sister's keeper. We're not here to judge another woman. I'm never about judging a woman's past. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never, right? But you have to be careful who you make fast friends with. Because some of us, you could just be completely like a person about light, and you wouldn't even know that you're completely mingling with somebody who's totally about the dark arts. She could be, a dark witch. She may have to do dark work for others. Like, you don't know. And it's like, you got to be careful with that, right? That's part of the reason I don't even worry like giving like live testimonies in front of church. Oh, we done with that. I don't give a live testimony in church for nothing. If I do it between me and the video guy, or I tell somebody one-on-one about how good Oluwa is to me, that is it. But you see those big testimonies? Oh no, let me give you a story what happened to me one time. Hopefully my prophet doesn't see this video. But one day I gave a testimony, and when I tell you everything crumbled after I gave that testimony, that's not by chance. You see, being easily led and being a little dumb sheep and being all caught up and tied up in religion, that will have you thinking that something happened for no reason. No, that's Western culture that completely has us thinking like, okay, this can totally just fall down and kill you for no reason. No, I don't believe in that. I believe that things are about spiritual exchanges, right? You gotta like respect the spirit world. And you also gotta respect people's weaknesses in the spirit world. Some people do not utilize their power in spirituality to improve their lives and see how they can help other people. They lay on their bed and think and see and seek out whom they can devour, right? I know that sounds familiar to Bible readers, right? Because it's real. They're on their bed thinking about whose life can I fuck up today? Whose life is looking too rosy and peachy and cream? You got to be careful. So, with that being said, no, I'm not the fast friends lady. No. If we meet on social media, there is some major years behind that courting process. Okay? That's why I don't understand why men even bother trying to DM me here on Facebook. Please, just keep me out the roster. Talk to the other 10 and 12 or whoever it is you're talking to, and don't worry, waste my time, because I don't have it to give you, right? And then me, like, sometimes I don't have behavior all the time. Like, I know I'm all, I'm human sunshine, but don't let somebody come in my way that is looking to tie you up. You don't tie up. I'm talking about the people that are like they are waiting for you to reply. They are on your WhatsApp. What? You're not answering, you're not replying back to me? Or they wait till they see you on, you see I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't monitor me. That's a monitoring spirit. Go monitor your mother. Go monitor your children that you have pasted up onto the tablets and the screen and the virtual reality all the time. Go and monitor them. Don't come and monitor me. I'm a big lady. You don't pay my bills. Don't monitor me, right? So you see, like that, yeah, I'm human sunshine. But if you over there like infringing on my freedom, fuck you. I'm not doing it. You know, I'm not doing it. And I worked so hard at these relationships that I have in real life when outside was open. That's what my focus is on. Not some man looking like he probably could have been a stunner 7 years ago. Now you come with your belly topple over, and then you over here want to come. Listen, I'm not that lady. Please, you know, y'all just do yourself a favor and watch the lives before y'all come in my DMs. I cannot even be bothered. I remember, you know, there's a lady, I love her her podcast on Spotify. Her name is Demetra L. Lucas. She is so good. Like, if you're really into, like, if you were like, yes, honey, human sunshine. I am human sunshine all the time, okay? Yes. But Demetra L. Lucas, she's like a journalist. She's a writer. You probably seen her before. She's done a reality show in the past. You know, she's done commentary on the news stations. She writes. The one who wrote the Belle in Brooklyn. Yeah, her podcast is so wonderful. Like, if you're into like intelligent and intellectually just like smart, like, and when I say smart and educated, I mean like women that don't pretend that they know everything. I can't stand that. If I don't know something, I don't have a problem with telling someone I don't know that, because you know what, there's a whole lot of shit I do know, right? But what you're talking about, I may not know what that is. So I love people like that, right? Like, it's just such a good exchange. But anyway, not to digress, she has an amazing podcast on Spotify. It's called Ratchet and Respectable, honey. I love it. She's been quite political. She's been a political head as of lately. I mean, of course she is. Which black woman is in this world like not having the same thoughts that she's having right now at this moment, right? But she's so smart, and she knows a lot of smart people. She knows some smart people. Like, if she interviews somebody or she has a conversation with somebody on her podcast, you are walking away or driving off from this podcast just knowing so much more, right? So Ratchet and Respectable. That's my suggestion. You know, when she was a little behind and putting up content, I was like, oh, let me see if there's somebody else that I like, right? So Spotify, like YouTube, they make these suggestions, and they suggested this woman, and it took me all of like 20 minutes. I don't even think it took that long. It took me a little time to listen to one episode, and then I says, wait, this is just the first one. I listened to the second one. I didn't listen to the whole first one, but I listened to the second one. And then I realized that she's exactly the kind of woman I would never be friends with in this life. So that made her a poor candidate for me to want to watch, to listen to her podcast. I don't even remember her name. Like, it wasn't even memorable. It was awful. She talked, and you know what the content was? It was relatable content because I've had similar experiences. But the way she went about trying to like affix it, I'm like, that shit is exhausting, sis. Why you just didn't cuss that son of a bitch out at that table, or hold your peace and then find a way to be you know what I mean? Like, I'm not with that. Like, we just want to live in punishment. Fuck that. Like, Like, we getting too old for this stuff, ladies. Like, we gotta stop this. These men and these hostile people and these racist people we be working with, and then they want to gaslight you at work and act like they're not doing what they're doing. Hell no. Let me tell you something. If it's relevant to my content and it includes the name of somebody that I work with, I'm leaving their name. Call your attorney if you want to call your attorney, because so I can properly put a proper lawsuit on your ass for what you did to me. I'm calling names. I'm not with that. Somebody will see that and that'll make me unemployable. Fuck you. I got 25 plus years of a work history and you think I'm not employable? Who said I want to work at your bullshit ass company? See, somebody like that, I don't even want to work with them, because you don't even deserve my genius. Fuck you. You don't. That's where we at this thing. At where we are at. That's where we at. Right? Yeah. If you did me wrong, you might hear your name of your company called in my life. Absolutely, because you tolerated that shit. And more than likely, you got a warning that something wasn't right. You got a warning. Right? Some of them, I don't even have to go through it because Alua closed them down for me. Could you imagine? I was working at a company. I was working at Crate and Barrel. Flagship. You know what a flagship store is? Flagship store is, you are in like the capital of the continent. We're in New York City, right? There's more than one store in the state. This is the main one. There's other stores in your count or in your region on the East Coast, but you are the one. Yeah, I worked at the flagship store. You know what? God closed that whole shit down. The whole thing down. I remember the posts of my old co-workers. They were all crying and sad about it. And they was mad at me because I had no empathy. I had not a piece of empathy. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. You might be on this live. But that's all right. I had no empathy. None. I was like, fuck it. Let the whole shit come down. Let it crash. Fuck y'all. Because y'all too blasted wicked. And you let them wicked-ass white women do the shit they were doing to us in that store, and we're performing. Are you joking? Who wants to be dealing with that? Huh? Let me tell you something. Some of these big corporations that are now starting to wake up, they are going to realize that they're going to have to reopen a lot of those cases and complaints that was made. Somebody's going to pay the restitution. Somebody's going to do it. It's going to come out your ass somewhere or another. Or God is just going to allow it just to fail. That's just all there is to it. People think that energy doesn't apply to them, and energy applies to everybody. Right? Depending on what your beliefs are, there's different names for her. Some can be, whatever. Some can call her karma. Some could call, whatever you want to call it. Call her. It's at whatever, whatever you want to put attached to it. But I'm going to tell you something. The pound of flesh, it gets taken at some point. It gets collected. It does. So, yeah, I'm not sparing nobody. The last son of a gun that crossed me, his name was Adolfo Alvarez. He was a store manager of floor and decor in Miami. Where was that? Miami Gardens in South Florida. He was awful. And you know what? My district manager was what's his name? His last name was Khan. Is it Eric Khan? I'm going to get that corrected if that's not right. But Khan, he's another one. Yep. These people are wicked. These people are wicked. But whatever. Keep it wickedness. And that's no wine or nothing like that talking. This ain't wine. It's clear. But anyway. Yeah, so what we talked about. Draining ass relationships. And we talked about the podcast. Yeah. So if you're into like not just listening to whatever Roddy Rich, or if you're not interested in listening to whatever the top 40 or the top 10 is, okay? These people are acting like music hasn't been made before time. And they want to play the same blasted 8 songs. I don't like the radio. I don't care for it. But if you want something where you can, take in some good information, find yourself a good podcast. Podcasts are great. Podcasts are wonderful. So Ratchet and Respectable, that is my favorite podcast. Now, I don't heavily monitor her information when she puts out stuff on social media, but when she has a new podcast, honey, it is awesome. She has an episode where she interviewed her mother and then she interviewed her father. And when you listen to the one where she interviewed her mother and then you listen to the one where she interviewed her father, I feel like there was a lesson for every woman in the world. Her male figures in her life totally set her up to marry the right man for her. So woe unto us who our fathers are a piece of shit. Man. Because I know a lot of ladies are walking around and they think like they're such at a disadvantage because I didn't know my father. Sis, let me tell you something. Your life probably wouldn't be as much of a success as it is if your dad was around because you don't know who that person is. Your mom may have caught in wind of who she went and procreated with, but that's no reason to not have your children, right? And I think it's a disservice to us when we harp upon an absentee parent. I really, really think so. So we are just touching upon a few subjects. I like this. Did I do a video about this already? I think I may have like easily touched upon it in one of my videos, but I don't think I made a video that was dedicated to this topic specifically. If you have an absentee parent, you need to remember that you are fearfully, wonderfully, wholefully, intelligently, completely made by God himself. God does not make mistakes. One thing I learned, especially when my children were babies, okay, was I remember hearing something about how children choose us when they come into this earth realm. And I totally feel like I was chosen. I do. Right? It was like I had these little babies that when they were small, 3 months old, 2 months old, and the amount of intelligence that little small infant had, it was mind-blowing to me. Now, I feel like somebody else would have probably missed that. There's plenty of people that think in this world, they're walking around here and they think they cannot have an intelligent conversation with big words with a small child because they're not going to understand it. Bullshit. They understand everything. Listen, I have one. He is in a little boy's body, right? But he is older than me. I'm sure of it. I'm sure my youngest child is older than me. I'm sure of that. But that's just between me and you. Shh, don't tell nobody. They're going to think I'm crazy if I tell you that shit. But, fuck them. If they think I'm crazy, that's their business. But I'm going to tell you something. I truly believe my youngest child is older than me. Now, that's not to say that I'm not correcting him and allow him to get away with bloody murder. I do not. If I feel like he's doing something wrong to my other son, I let him know, that is my child. Don't you dare do that to him. I defend them both the same way. Right? But is he an old man or is he an old man? He's a big man, I remember when he was first born. 2 weeks old, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We were laying on the bed under the netting. And he would just stare at me. I said, who are you? I will always ask him, who are you? Because it's like he is looking at me like, bitch, I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I been know you. And he was like 3 weeks old. I kid you not. And I will always ask him, like, who are you? Who are you? And he would just look at me. He would look at me. He was early. He was a little early. So he wasn't making a lot of like facial, he wasn't doing a lot of like facial expressions and stuff like that just yet. Right? But I'm going to tell you something. The minute he catches wind on something, he grasps on it. He was 1 month old. I remember laying on the bed and I was turned on my side and I was nursing him. Don't let me talk about it. I think I'm going to make a video about nursing. Anyway. And he ain't got no kneecaps, right? But he's 1 month old and he's standing up to suck this puppy. What? Ha! You're born early. Let's start with that. And you're only 1 month old in the land of the living. Right? And you're standing up and you're nursing, my friend? Really? And I had to catch myself. This is why women need to do as much research as possible when you're pregnant. because at some point that information is going to hit you. And I had to remind myself, like, wait a minute, I shouldn't allow him to do this because it can cause his knees to be knocked knee, right? Because they don't have kneecap, they don't have the structure there for that, right? And I had to stop him. And I would tell him, I'm like, nope, you're going to lay down and you're going to nurse. Mommy is going to lay, if you wanted the other bubby, let me know. Mommy going to give you the other bubby, okay? Like, this is a conversation we're having, and we're just a month in. We're just a month in, okay? Both him and his brother, they were around the ages of like 3 months old. And they would be in my lap and they would tease me, like jeer me. People that are West Indian, they may know the word jeer. I'm trying to find a good explain to you guys. Like the joke is on you, mama. They're 3 months old and they're doing that shit in my lap doing that, right? Yeah. They be grown. They're grown, right? I remember picking up the oldest one. This is one day. This is, I don't know, it was last year or the year before. I was picking him up from school, and I'm making sure I'm giving the little girls sauce, honey. You see how you see me here? This is how I'm going to pick up these kids from school, honey. And if I had flats on in the car, I put on my heels, honey, because the little girls, they love it, right? So I'm giving them all the sauce, all the lipstick. I'm making sure my lips is red. I'm making sure Auntie got on her high heels to go up to the school to go and pick up my little one. And he had a fan base, okay? Listen, these kids have a whole As the World Turned soap opera life going on, and they are in goddamn pre-K. If you don't know, let me tell you. I never went to kindergarten, right? So I don't know about that side of life. But let me tell you something. These kids are like, what, they're 5, 6, maybe? They have a whole life going on. A whole life. They got a couple of girlfriends. They know who they're going to talk to the next day. They know who they want to bring. So they know who they're talking to and not talking to. These are little mannish ass people, And they're like 6 years old. Yo, these kids are grown as hell. Okay? They are grown as hell. So if they that grown, you better teach them some words. Expeditious. What does expeditious mean? In a hurry, my dude. I need you to do that expeditiously. I don't care if he's 4. You talk to them like that. The same way I can have a conversation with all of my wealthy entrepreneur and wealthy friends and stuff. That's the same conversation I'm having with them little ones. Absolutely. You better get used to it. Yeah. So if you think talking to that mama, tata, conversation and language is working, that ain't working for nobody. You speak to them like they're big people, because they are big people. They chose you. They are already a being. They are already a soul. And then they come into your life by way through your body. So if you don't know and you plan on having kids and you think these kids are little senile, little walking around with no aim in life because they can't speak, you got another thing coming to you. Okay, let me tell you something. My little one, he was like, how old was he? Let me think really quickly. Bear with me, guys. He was about 2. He was a little younger than 2. And if you told him, I need you to climb up on that chair, turn your back to me, stand on your tippy toes, flip that switch, wave hello, and then step down, he would have did all that shit in that order. I know, because he was tested, honey. They couldn't believe it. It was like, what? He's like advanced. Well, he's advanced because he's following directions? No, my sis. He's advanced because I talk to him. I have dialogue with him. You talk to them little people. Talk to them. Because they got sense. They got more sense than you, if you don't know. Y'all out here doing stupid shit, right? Y'all out here dating irresponsibly and got this kind of nigga around and got this kind of woman around and this flavor of the week around your kids and stuff like that. Y'all better date more. There's a video about that on my YouTube. How to date as a single parent. I don't remember the title of the video, right? I don't remember the title of the video, but it's on my YouTube. And I think that there is a protocol, there is a certain order of how it is you need to conduct your dating life when you have small children. Today, because I had this beautiful birthday celebration, and I had a few of my male friends there. Let me think how many. It's probably me, there was another girlfriend of mine, but the rest of the people, it was like maybe 5, 6 other guys. Listen, those men that were there at my birthday dinner, these are the men the kind of men that I want my sons to always see, right? Right? If they see a man around their mama, first of all, A, he is not being disrespectful to their mama. That's A, right? B, he can hold a proper conversation, right? C, he busy about something. He's busy about something. He is doing something constructive with his time, with his life, with his resources, right? That is important, guys. It's very important. Y'all gotta be more responsible with your dating around your children as single people, right? If he is to be a maintenance man, your children don't ever have to meet him. Never. 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 You hear me? Never. If you're not sure if you're going to make him something more than a maintenance man, you probably need to just not even mess with him. You understand? Like on a serious thing, right? If you think he is, like think about it, right? Like we're not dating, and I had this conversation with a girlfriend of mine because her husband was trying to put a rough stipulation on her oldest son that had just recently gotten released. He was like locked up or something. And she felt like he was putting her back against the wall. And I told her, I said, there's a way that you're going to need to talk to him. But I said to her, I says, you got to keep in mind that when you chose him as a spouse, you could have easily let him just be your boyfriend. Like, we ain't got no problem having boyfriends, right? But you chose for him to be your husband. And you chose for him to be your husband you chose for him to be your husband outside of the fact he makes you feel good. You chose him because you felt like he was going to be a good example to the boys and to your son, to your children, right? You felt like he was going to be a good role model. And it never dawned upon her that way. And it totally helped her. And, there I go, saving marriages. That's why I'm charging people now. That's why I'm charging people now. Like, sis, you're going to have to give me a check, sis. Right? Because people do not understand how important it is to still have that life, right? You gotta make sure you're attending to you. But you also got to pay attention to the choices you make when you're like inviting these people into your life. Now, ladies, I am all for a good maintenance man. I personally believe it's a ministry. I do. I've met a good maintenance man before in my life. Let me tell you something. It was the best thing that happened to me. Is it supposed to last forever? No, it's not. It's not supposed to last forever. We probably could still be friends. We are still friends. Yeah, Auntie's good. Because we're all still friends, right? We're friendly. You understand? There's not no burnt bridges going on. You understand? But you need to pay attention who you are bringing around your children. You understand? The men that were with me at my birthday celebration today, my sons, they had a great time. They all interacted with my sons. They when they spoke amongst themselves, because some of them knew each other, they were speaking about how they can help each other in their business. Who can they connect each other with? Yeah, that's the kind of man I like. I want no bum ass. I'm sorry. If you took that shit personal because I said I don't want no bum ass, you might need to go back and rethink your life. And there's always time to improve. We can always improve. If you are contented and you think right here, this little sweet spot I'm at, this little piece of stagnancy is working out for me, some people like that. Me, I personally don't care for that. No. Like, let's experience this life, right? Let's experience all of it. God, how fortunate are we? 100,000 people died in this country from COVID. Let's not talk about the 60,000 missing black women who were stolen for organ harvesting. Let's not talk about those, right? Huh? Yeah. You guys remember a couple of months ago where it was happening rampant in Georgia, where they would straight up like picking up, social media did it, right? They were straight picking up women out of shopping parking lots. Right? Me, I'm not going down without a fight. I walk with cutlass everywhere. Cutlass. Right? I'm a little different. It's a little different. I chop your ass. Right? But, let's not talk about that. But I'm saying, like, here we are in the land of the living, and you want to just stay like one place. You don't want to learn nothing new. You don't want no new friends. Some people say that shit, no new friends. Niggas, you crazy? You need new friends. You need new friends in this life. You do. Because you need to learn more. There's other things you need to know. How you going to know? How in God? Listen, that's what a lot of these, like, racists, that's their problem. No new friends. They just want to talk to the little couple of racist monkeys that they know, and that's it. No. You need to explore. You need to talk to people. You need to broaden your friend pool. Have conversations. Have honest conversations. Some of them, they may not be able to handle the heat in the kitchen, but that's okay. If they melt, oh well. They just make room for somebody else to come in, right? Yeah, I'm a queen of a new beginning. I have a whole video about that if you didn't know. It's on my YouTube channel, Providence Life Design. Let me tell you something. My mom, God rest her soul. She is the Providence. Let me tell you something. My mother used to tell me, she's like, as long as you have like breath in your body, you still have strength, you can always start all over again. My mother, I never ever forgot that. Never forgot that. That's the best piece of advice anybody can give you. Best. Because if you think that little bad situation you in is it, no, you may be tired of this life, and you may need to fast. That might fix it for you. You might need to do like a water fast, clear out your gut, get your gut working back in proper order, so you could think clearly, enough to talk to God, so you can get a clear answer from Oluwa himself. God, tell me, who in my life do I need to cut the fuck out? Yeah, you can talk to him like that. Who you think he is really? You didn't know you could make demands on God? Yeah, you can. Me, I make demands on God. Because you know why? I live to serve him. I live to serve Oluwa. Do you know where my life was 2 years ago? God is so good to me for me to not live to serve him. So some of y'all might need to take a fast. So you or fast from something that is distracting to you. Okay? Because you may need to have some conversations with God himself. Hey. You may need to have a conversation with God himself to know who is it I need to cut out of my life. Because some of us, we got people that should not be in the inner chambers of our homes, of our hearts, of our lives. The kind of friend you're supposed to go and just come out the house and go and bend down in their car and talk to them. We got some friends like that. Then we got some friends like, hey, you're walking by? Sure, come sit on my stoop. We got friends like that. Then we got friends where it's like, okay, let me bring you a cup of tea. You can sit in my living room. Anything else I can help you with? So let's have this discussion. Oh, really? You think that's okay? Blah, 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 blah. But then you got them friends where it's like, they just family. Please, help yourself, sis. Sis, please. I got this, Then we got them personal friends. You understand? And some of y'all, You got some personal friends that's supposed to be the one you're supposed to go. You're supposed to bend down in front of your house talking to them, right? Those are the friends. That's what pub stands for. People meet at the public house, right? Because in a lot of places in Europe, people's homes are close quartered, right? So the best places to go out, they don't bring their friends home. They go to the public house and meet their friends. Some of y'all got friends who know where you live, and them is people who you're supposed to go and meet them at Starbucks. Not Starbucks, fuck Starbucks. Starbucks can't get their shit right with racism. But whatever little local coffee shop, you're supposed to go and meet with them at the little local coffee shop. That's what's supposed to happen, right? Or you're supposed to go and meet up with them at the park, and y'all just go and do a little walk a 2 mile around and then go your separate ways. Some of y'all got friends like that. Y'all got to be careful. Because y'all be thinking that all your friends is really for you. And here you are. Here's an example. You thinking you know what? Honey, these earrings is the cat's meow. And then the wrong friend be like, what is that on your ears, girl? You is just extra. You think you all that. Yes, I do. I am all that. I am wonderfully and fearfully made. What you want me to get naked for you to see how fucking fabulous I am, bitch? I am. See, you see that shit right there? Y'all gonna have to do some real soul searching and clean up all them dead weight. That's probably why some of y'all can't even figure out what you're supposed to do next. You're talking to too many people when the day comes. Right? Y'all talking to too many people when the day comes. Or you guys are telling too many people your story. No. You got to take an assessment. You know when I realized I needed to take a new assessment? I had to take a new assessment when I was getting into a susu. If you're not West Indian, you're not gonna know what it is. But people call it different stuff all over the place, right? Susu, partner. Haitian people call it a different name. Dominicans call it a different name. The Chinese use it to buy all of our real estate here in North America. Y'all over there playing games and shit. But anyway. And I was getting into a susu. And I was like, this is fantastic, right? Because it's been on my heart for a while. I was like, I really need to join a good susu, a good partner. And y'all could contact me directly, right? But anyway, and to know that I had people that couldn't put their hands on a small amount of money. They couldn't put their hands on a small amount of money that can in turn be able to be generated and rotated. It can do lots of good. Nah. I can't have too many of those friends. I'm sorry. You know why? Because they are outbalancing from my wealthy friends. I have a lot of wealthy friends. I was hanging out with some of them today. Yeah. You can't put your hand on a couple of... There was a post on Facebook, and it was like, the question was, if you had a man and he needed to just borrow some money from you, and they put a dollar figure on it. They said $250. Now, this applies even in interior design. And I tell people this all the time. Expense is relative to people's pocket. Me. That's why I do a lot of consulting. Because I cannot assume everybody can afford a $20,000 sofa. $20,000? People are putting in whole new kitchens in their house for $20,000. Not everybody has the throat to purchase a $20,000 sofa. They don't see the value in that, right? And some people, $5,000 is an expensive sofa. In my eyes, it depends on where you're buying it from. Okay? You can get great sofas for less than $5,000. Okay? But anyway. But it's like the monetary is relative to everybody, okay? It's like you go somewhere and you eat, and you just had a coffee, but it ain't no shit to give somebody a $10 tip. That's because it's okay. It's relative, right? It feels good for some people to give somebody a $50 tip because they know, you know what? That is going to help that server. Especially if you know a little bit about them. You're like, you know what, $50? $50 can fill her gas tank. And she could buy ice cream for her daughter with $50, right? Some people, they don't want to leave no tip. Some people, you know, they think a $2 tip is okay. It's relative. So, back on topic. They was like, would you give your man, would you lend him this money? I was like, no. Right? That was my flat answer. I was like, no. And then a lot of women was like, yes. Right? So I said, okay. May I read. And somebody was like, oh yeah, y'all people that saying no, that's why y'all ain't got no man. And I was thinking like, praise God, I don't have that kind of man. You can't put your hands on $250, my dude, nowhere. That means A, your shit is all fucked up, or B, you don't have even good friends. You don't have good friends. That means things is just bad. It's just bad. Or you too familiar. Like, I don't even want a man that's that comfortable asking a woman for money. Who are you? If you're on this live watching this and this is hurting you, bye-bye. No, you cannot be comfortable with taking money from me just like that. For what? You didn't know we was leaving the house to go do something? Are we out and you need something while we're out? No. Go and drop me home and go take care of your business. I shouldn't even know you have that kind of concern. That's the kind of man I like. Men that are just resourceful. Resourceful. Be resourceful. Think really hard. Where can I get this from? Who can I get this from? Who owes me a favor? Where can I get this from that I know that I can such and such? You think good and hard about that. It's possible. Let me tell you why I know it's possible. One of my uncles had died. God rest his soul. Ashe James Corlett. John Corlett. And his funeral had so much people there. So much. Some people, that's just how they're able to live their lives. I have a cousin that's like that too, in New York. It's amazing. I never even dated a Guyanese man until I got married to the one I got married to. But because my cousin, he know every African Guyanese in the city of New York. You hear what I'm telling you? You know every single one. Everybody. Any African Guyanese in New York, he knows them. They know him. I never see nobody like that. Yeah. That's a man, he would never turn around and ask his woman, hey, let me a $250 now. For what? You see that? Now the ones who take offense to that, it's okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I won't say whose fault it is. Because then you know what can happen to these things, videos and all of that. I won't say whose fault it is. It's not your fault though. But you see, where you come from from a community, or you are a person that understands community, and you understand sharing, and you understand being your brother's keeper, and you understand having empathy, and you understand being resourceful, and you understand networking, and you understand collaborating. You understand sitting down and thinking and using the head that God gave you. You would never turn around and ask somebody, a woman, or be comfortable with asking a woman, because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if you're taking food out of her children's mouth. You don't know if you're stopping her from being able to get her hair done. You don't know if you're putting a pause on her being able to go and get. You don't know what you're doing. And if you're comfortable with that, then you deserve to get blows. You deserve to get horned. You deserve You deserve it. If you don't know what blows and horn is, go and ask a West Indian friend what that means, because I'm not going to explain that. I'm sorry. Some things y'all just going to have to just take it. Take it how it come. Roll with it. You know? Yeah. I'm not with that shit. No, no, no. So what else we talk about? We talk about maintenance, man. We talk about men that is comfortable with taking money. We're talking about great men and like responsible dating and stuff like that. I'm actually doing a lot of writing on that. I don't know if you know that I'm a writer. That's why I have the group next door, Life Design Topics. And that's why I put up my video and content, because I do a lot of writing. You know, I blog. I have some blogs on medium.com. You know, I have some books there already written. I just have to, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go and get me some like outsourcing out of the Philippines or something, because these people these freelancers I'm meeting, it is just not cutting it out. Anybody got a good referral on a freelancer that's like on Upwork or Fiverr or something like that, and they can edit the hell out of a book? Please DM me, okay? They understand editing and formatting. But anyway, I do a lot of writing. And, you know, I write about these things because people, you know, this is why I'm not doing lives every day. Because I'm writing, guys. I'm writing. I work. I do my coaching. I help people. My contractor called me back. So the jobs are opening back up. Praise God. We're happy for that. The jobs, the opportunities are opening back up before they get closed down again. Because you know the cooties is going around again. I heard. The cooties is going on again. Yeah, there's been shutdowns that some of us don't even know about that's been happening, and the cooties have been going around. And I know some of us, we are like so overdue for a trip, right? But you know, that's why I'm grateful about being where I am. You know, Florida, they are full of a lot of like racist Spanish people. I don't know why they are, but they are, whatever. But damn, I just love me some Florida. Okay, like this is the best thing besides being in like in Jamaica or something like that. I know quite a few friends have already been down to Florida. They live up in New York. They're over there trying to like catch their life in the Sunshine State. Like they just getting in their vehicle and they are just driving. That's a hard drive. I'm not cut out for that kind of life. I'm not cut out for that. I don't like to long distance drive. I don't. I like to be driven. That's when you know you've made it, honey. Not when you're Ubering, when you have a driver. Driver, that's when I know I have made it in this life. Excuse me. You guys have to get off my arm action. Trying to get myself some more libations happening. I hope you guys are keeping your immune system going correctly and drinking your water, right? Are you guys drinking your water and having your vitamins? Are you guys doing that? Huh? Are you guys doing that? You got to stay on top of it. Right? That's what, listen, do what you can, honey. And then find out the best way you like to drink water so you can get more of it into your system. Like I know people that don't drink water. And I know, you know, there's women, they probably won't admit to this, but they have had a boyfriend at some point in their life, and you found out in the most tragic way that he doesn't drink enough water. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. Yeah, you got to drink water. You got to drink water. Your body is like about 75%. It's a high number, very high percentage of water. And if you're not drinking water, how is stuff going to move around? Especially when you take medicine and stuff like that, like you're setting yourself up for trouble because you're not drinking water. The water is what allows things to have a vehicle to move through your body. If you're taking a pain reliever, how is it going to get to the spot it needs to get to if you're not hydrated? You got to be hydrated, right? So get your water in. I'm so glad I was able to chat with you beautiful people. I think I might record a video for the channel tonight and then go and shower and rest. I have a long day tomorrow. I gotta go look for some materials for somebody, for my my contractor. Not for him, but for his customer. Yeah, she over there. You know the people that like to do the patch work? I don't care. As long as I get paid for my consultant, I don't give a shit. For my specifications, I don't care. You know. But she'll find out. She'll find out. I'll change her mind. Like, sis, you need to get it all the way together. How long you gonna live here? I love that about interior design. That is why I created a group that I did, the Life Design Topics, because I had to do a lot of that in my consulting. Now, you know I live in Florida. Who live in Florida? Yes, honey, gotta get the vitamins. You want to see the vitamins I take? It's not the only one I take, but I'm enjoying them. Let me show you. It's a Woman's Complete because it has like folate. The only thing though that I don't care for is that it doesn't have a whole food. It doesn't have a whole food derivative for the B12. But that I take that, and then the other one that I take, this one I sell. This one you can get it on my link. This NutriBurst liquid vitamin. I know you see everybody with it, all the Instagram thoughts and everything, honey. But let me tell you something. This saved my life when I was pregnant. This NutriBurst, it's a liquid vitamin. It is quite amazing. I remember when I was pregnant the second time and I wasn't in the country, and I just felt like, oh my God, like a different level of exhaustion. That vitamin right there, that NutriBurst, this liquid vitamin. This is in, you can buy it from me in my, you just click my linktr account, and then it'll say ISOT and CBD and stuff like that. And this is where you get this from. This right here, this is very good. But anyway, so I use that one, that gummy. I use that one, I take it like twice a day. Like I just split the dose, right? I take that one. So you got to pay attention to these things, right? Read labels. My God, people, read labels. I had a can of soda today. I never, ever, ever drink that stuff. Why? Because they are not sweetening it with sugar. They're using high fructose corn syrup, right? And I think there's totally a healthy way to heal diabetes, but I can't talk about it here on this live. But I'm gonna say that people need to really see what's out there on the market, utilize things. There's great natural things, and if you feel in your mind like I may be having a problem with this, but you don't have it confirmed yet, find a natural way to take care of it, do a little research, and then you go and see the doctor and hear what they're saying, right? But you got to be careful, right? High fructose corn syrup is dangerous as hell. That shit, it's shit, basically. It feels like in my body, it like, especially if I'm not supposed to have it, it'll literally feel like razors in my body. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. These things that have, where it has a high fructose corn syrup, and don't give that shit to your children. Don't do it. You know? Y'all about to take me down this rabbit hole. But I'm going to tell you something. This is, it's like it is an ingredient of the bad cycle of things. Hi, Mike. James. I know him as James. Hey, James. It is one of those bad ingredients that put our children in the place where they can be labeled, especially if they're not in a good school, right? If they're not in a good school and you got them paper pushers, yeah, I don't even remember the name of that school. I have an idea, but there's another school with a very similar name, and I don't want to get it mixed up. But there's a school in Miami Gardens. There, what's the principal's name? It's a Hispanic lady. I don't remember her name. She don't give a fuck about nobody's kids, especially no black kids. She don't. Everybody working in that school, they tired. They behave like they're supposed to be working someplace. You got to be careful with these schools because it's like these things like high fructose corn syrup and these dyes and stuff like that in the food. You don't want your kids intaking that stuff willy-nilly. It's okay to have it occasionally or you weren't present to control it. But when your children are around you, you want to put them in a good habit of like not eating certain things because they have a lot of bad things in food, and when in underdeveloped bodies and minds and things like that, it's just a bad situation. It's just bad. So you just got to be careful. Just be careful, see what you can utilize. You know what's a good thing to use, guys? That black seed oil. I just gave you like gold. If you're not using it yet, let me say that. Let me give you an example of what would make you want to use it. Let's just say you're getting some kind of ailment. You just noticed it, right? And you're like, this don't feel good. It's just troubling you. You put your mind in a positive state and you do like 2 days of heavy dosing of black seed oil. When I say heavy dosing, I mean like you're taking like a whole tablespoon 2-3 times a day for like the first couple days, and then you just take it once a day. You will realize, poof, I kid you not. Y'all think everything that pop out of a blister pack is right for you. They would like you to think that. You tried it with that. You tried it with them kind of life. I ain't with that. I use that. There's an acquaintance I have. She's a total hypochondriac. She's not on here. I don't think she follows me here on Facebook. She's a hypochondriac. If somebody can ever have an ailment for every hour of the day and can go to the hospital every week, that is she. That's her. That's her life, right? And it just is too much for me. I can't, right? Because I'm like, you are moving the ailment and you done give him the back bedroom. You done make space and everything for him to hang up clothes. Like you want this thing parked up here in your life. I don't like that kind of. Yeah, some people are like that. People like that. They don't even want to. They don't want you to tell them stuff like that. They be like, "What? I don't know. I have all these other conditions, and you got them because you want them. You got too much shit going on in your body. And then they don't like to drink water. Oh, well. Oh, well. Like even stuff, ladies, to backtrack on the stuff that we spoke about earlier in the video about like having the wrong friend in your life, you got to pay attention to stuff like that. There's a friend that I thought she was just God's gift. I was like, oh my gosh, she's fantastic. And it didn't dawn upon me. She had a constipation issue. She would complain about it. Then I heard her talking about it another time. Months later, it's like she wants to have the problem. She wants to have the problem. Okay. And when I saw a toxic kind of behavior, I wasn't surprised when the toxic behavior manifested. All right, you got to be careful. Like, you know, those kind of people that can like just totally drop off the face of the earth, and you're like, well, damn, what the fuck I do to her? You know, and then they want to come back like nothing is wrong. You got to be careful, right? Anyway, I let her come back, and she do another little disappearance, right? But the disappearance happened after she demanded that I gave her attention when I wasn't free to give her attention. You know, people call me and they're like, I gotta talk to you right this moment. And like, she was mad about that. See, that's toxic ass behavior. But then I had to remind myself, this is somebody who has a problem defecating. Do I expect better? Yeah, I'm a queen of a new beginning, my love. I don't need none of that toxicity in my life. Nope. So, you don't hold nothing against nobody, right? And you just, you know, just put good energy out there. But you have to be aware, because that is something that could have easily manifested itself into a decade-long relationship. Easily. Right? These are the people who are like, you're all fast up in your business. They're fast. What's a good word for that? Nosy. They nosy as hell in your business, and you don't know what the fuck going on with them. But they want to know all your cookies and cream. Really? Yeah, you gotta watch these people movements. Watch it. You know, watch it. Watch it. Pay attention. Right? You're not judging them on it, but you're paying attention. Because when you make an observation and you come to a conclusion based on the observation, then you're moving according to an observation. You're not judging. Judging is you don't know me from a can of paint, and you tell, you know, people don't, some of us, we can do that, especially when you worked in social services. I remember when I worked in Quincy, that was probably like the most rewarding job I've ever had. Like, oh, here's some good tea. I found out, I was working for this company, Quincy Community Action Program. They're not in Boston, they're south of Boston. You know, Bostonians, we don't be knowing that Quincy ain't part of Boston until we got to go and renew our driver's license. It's that close, right? And I worked with them for 6 months, and at the Christmas party, I realized that I was the only black woman in my whole building. Now, they had black people working like in other capacities at remote places, but within that 4-story building I worked in, I was the only black woman, and I did not know. That is a testament. My operations director, her name was Trish Appert, beautiful woman. She was very tall, one of those Amazonian kind of white women. You know, they just tall, like just a big lady. But she had a good partner because her man was tall too. I think she married an Asian guy, right? And she was like a great example of someone who can run a company and just be excellent at like not tolerating ignorance. Because when I tell you, the only racism I experienced, it was from my cases. That was the clients. You know the clients. The clients, they so poor, they don't even got a pot to squat and piss in, nor do they have a window to throw the piss out of. I had them, them kind of like, I don't want a black housing advocate. They tell you straight to your face, But then they're hugging you after you done did your job. You think I'm studying you? I'm just here to do my job, right? I felt like it was my offering because I knew I was going through a transition. And then when I left that job, I then went on to do my portfolio reviews and stuff like that to go into design, properly, to like formal education of interior design. But I'm going to tell you something. I feel like that was a true testament to working in a non-bigoted environment, in an environment where you are just fully respected for what you bring to the table, where you're not limited in what it is that you can do or take on an opportunity. It was a very rewarding job. A very, very rewarding job. Yeah, her name was Trish Appert. Trish Appert. Yeah, she and everybody at the company was lovely. My co-workers, I used to work with a guy named Jacob. The lady that she came on, her name was Kate. The lady she was my boss for a while. And then, she was my coworker, and then she became my boss. Her name was Kim. Corey. Corey was my supervisor. I worked with such lovely, lovely people. That was the most unprejudiced environment where I was totally the minority. And it was a great environment. And literally, I didn't find out that I was the only black woman until I was working there for 6 months, and I didn't know I was the only black woman. That's a testament. So when they want to say you over there making up stuff, that's complete bullshit. Because when somebody is either gaslighting you or being prejudiced against you, or they're being racist against you, or they're trying to control you, or they're trying to limit your bag, or they're trying to set you up. When you're dealing with low vibrational people, because at some point you have a great experience with people that are not like that. So that was a great experience for me. And then fast forward, it was very evident when you're dealing with people that don't like you. Hired me, but you don't like me. See them motherfuckers? Yeah. But anyway, drink water. Stay away from the bigots. Don't try to teach them shit. It's not your job to teach it to them. It's not your job to fix broken ass people. Limit your interactions with draining ass friends or acquaintances. Don't even call them friends. Be careful how you use that word, right? There's a song by Israel Houghton, and it is, I am a friend of God because he calls me friend. That's a good song. One of them good worship songs. A lot of non-denominational Christian environments use it and things like that. And he has another good worship song called Alpha and Omega. The video is powerful. I think he was either in Zimbabwe or South Africa or something like that. Such a good video. But anyway, you got to be careful with that word. And think about who you calling a friend. It's really important. If somebody's your acquaintance, it's okay. It's my acquaintance. Or this is my business associate, There's nothing wrong with that. Speak your truth. Live in your truth. Live in your truth. Because I'm going to tell you something. There is no award. There's no certificate you get for being the epitome of a martyr of always getting the shit end of the stick. No, there isn't. Live in your truth and speak your truth. A lot of people that grew up in colonized countries, they don't like their children speaking out of turn. You got to be careful, And that in a way can be limiting, because now as you become an adult, you feel like, oh, I can't speak my truth. No, you need to speak your truth. Live in your truth, exist in your truth, and speak your truth. Do that, right? Because what you end up putting up with, you might be a little upset with yourself after a while. Like, damn, I put up with that shit. Look how long I put up with that. You know, speak your truth, live your truth, operate in your truth. So, you know, I've had some good experiences, but the bad experiences, they were a lot. They were a lot. So that's why I'm all about, like, I'm calling names. So those little people that want to be fast friends, they better rethink that one. You know, but I got to come off this live. It was lovely. We had a great chat. Marie, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up, right? I know you had to learn the hard way, but don't beat yourself up. Yeah, high fructose syrup. Keep that shit out of your life. Rachel Mendoza, oh my God, I haven't seen you in like forever and a day. You used to have the cutest pug dog ever. He was such a lovely soul. Yeah, Florida is the cat's meow, honey. Now, if you got small babies and small children, Florida's not that. It's not, Stay where you at. And the minute they get to like a little bit older, you know, or whatever, then, you know, you come on down to Florida, honey. Melanie, I didn't know you live in Florida. I'm going to have to find out where you are. Replying. She said she had to delete him money. Yeah, we was talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Asked me for money to get his truck fixed. See that right there? Yeah, he gets left on red, and we don't ever go back. Okay? We are the queens of a new beginning. Hi, Rich. Thank you for coming by. Hey, Victorious Frederick. Lovely seeing you. I'm so glad you joined me. Melanie Peters. I gotta find out where you living at, Melanie. Okay? We family. Nice to have you, Tonya. Hey, Sheba. Sheba had came through, honey. Michael Lawrence was watching. Michael, don't go tell my ex-husband nothing, right? It's my old in-law. Wholesome and hilarious. Yes, honey. Dallas Holland. I was entertaining her. She had a good time. I'm glad. Milton came through. She go to my church, honey. She came through, honey. She know the stuff. She know the stuff. Tashania King Stout, lovely having you. Yes, honey, human sunshine. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Lovely having you, Jessica Robinson. Right, them people. They be the cheap friends, Lord, and they just, it's like a bad cheap purchase, you know? Oh, gotta be careful. She says, I'm the hubby go, but hey. Thank you for coming through, Brittany. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Britt Thomason, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Just in case you come through and watch it all the way to the end. I love to give I appreciate everybody that comes on, and, and if I get to catch your comment, LeVar was on here. Hey, LeVar. Hi, Rhonda. Herb Donaldson. I met her back in the day. Back in Brooklyn, before Brooklyn was sterilized. Yes. If you don't know, Brooklyn is totally sterile. Okay, it's just not what it used to be ever. It's just a whole different animal altogether. It's not a Chihuahua that morphed into a pit bull. It is like a lizard that turned into a fucking giraffe. It's like a whole different animal kingdom altogether. You know, poor Brooklyn. But anyway, yeah, back when Brooklyn had flavor. Back when we used to go to the open mics and the think tanks. Yeah, Brooklyn was Brooklyn was lovely. I miss that Brooklyn. I miss that Brooklyn a lot. I miss that Brooklyn so much. It's gone but not forgotten. Hey, Tone. Malik Bilal. Hi, Malik. How are you? Yeah, Yolanda Martinez, thank you so much for joining. Cape Coral, Fort Myers. I'm trying to think, like, I think that's out west. That's out west. We could do that. We could meet up. That's totally possible. I could do that. I could do that kind of drive. We could meet up. Yeah, Florida, honey, is it. You lived in East New York. I lived in Crown Heights. And you know what's so crazy? I was talking to my banker. This is when I first moved into the neighborhood. And I was opening a bank account. And I asked my banker, I was like, what neighborhood? What kind of neighborhood is this? She was like, this is a Jewish neighborhood. I said, you mean I left a Jewish neighborhood in Crown Heights to come to a Jewish neighborhood in Miami? Like, how do I do that? But girl, honey, this neighborhood got every bank institution on the East Coast in one neighborhood. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Because if you go to places in like Bed-Stuy, I remember literally every direction, 6 blocks, you couldn't even find an ATM machine. That's crazy to be in a bank desert. I'm sure the gentrification has changed that. 2 hours from Fort. Yeah, it's a little drive, Fort Myers, but it's like out west. See, I'm not far from Fort Lauderdale. I actually prefer coming into that airport if I'm flying. Like, I don't even want to deal with Miami airport. Period. If the Miami airport is in Hialeah. Hialeah is a part of Miami where they act like no other part of Florida exists. Like, and then the traffic just be a little different kind of crazy, you know. Like whatever those traffics are that can like totally put a block in your life and you're on the road at the wrong time of the day. So I don't even mess with Miami airport. Nope. I come in through FLL. Oh, on Maple Street. Yeah, my ex-husband's from over that side. His people, they lived over on that side when they came from Guyana. Yeah, so, yeah, I lived in Crown. When I first moved to New York, I was living in Forest Hills. Great neighborhood. Just, whatever, the stuff. But it was a great neighborhood. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I enjoyed being in Crown Heights. I did. I had moved out of Crown Heights at one point. I was living in, I think that's called East New York. And every single time I crossed the roadway to walk to the train, I regretted where I was living. I was like, this shit is not for me. So I enjoyed Crown Heights. You know, Crown Heights is the kind of place that here's something I learned about living in Crown Heights was we love our autonomy, but we're still it's like Crown Heights was like living in a house with all your family, like in a big house with all your family members, and you don't talk to them. You go into the kitchen, get yourself something to eat. You go to your room. Like, everybody knows everybody's movement. That's like Crown Heights was. A lot of Jamaican, Trinidadian, Guyanese, Panamanian. Yo, Crown Heights was the... Listen. Back when Brooklyn had flavor in St. Albans, Queens, yeah. Yeah. My mother had... Yeah. Clyde and all of them lived down that side, was living over there. Well, not all the way in St. Albans, but they was, living that side of Queens, yeah. Yeah, we was living in Boston at the time. I used to come to New York all the time. So it just seemed like a natural progression. I remember I was supposed to come to New York like 5 years earlier than I actually did, and my father stopped me. That was the worst thing he ever did. He did me such a disservice. Such a disservice. It really could have just changed the trajectory of my life on where I was going. So that's why, I learned from these things. This is why I make the videos I make. I'm a queen of a new beginning. I believe kids need to go and forge on their own. If your kids can go away to school, let them go away to school. Let them go away to school. I don't I know people that want to keep their adult kids at home and they're like, oh, save your money. You know that ain't happening. They're actually doing their kids more harm than doing them good. Kids need to go out, experience life. They really, really do. So, yeah. That's why I make the videos that I make. Because I just learned so many lessons. I learned so many things. I just learned a lot of lessons. It was the best thing. And then the other thing, too, is... I'm a firm believer in young people doing as much traveling as possible because, fast forward, I'm in Florida now, right? And it's easy to make sure-footed guesses about bullshit going on around you because if you've lived in more than one state, it's wait a minute, this isn't normal. This isn't normal. This doesn't happen there. It doesn't happen there. It doesn't happen there. This is here. So it'll help you kind of itemize challenges and know how to deal with, said challenges. Yeah, you got to travel. People got to travel. This is why I don't fight with racist people and rednecks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they ain't never left their state. Never. Can you imagine? Can you imagine people growing up somewhere and they never, ever traveled out? Never? That means that if they watch something that's being, done on the West Coast, it might as well be a video of something happening in China. They don't know no better. I don't argue with ignorant people. You need to go out places. You need to, meet people. You need to make new friends. So... But yeah, we could totally do that. That for Fort Myers, that's totally possible. Totally possible. You would send me the area. Maybe I can even find a good hotel. And then I can take the kids out there and we can do an overnight. A 2-night because I don't like the long distance thing right now. Oh, yeah. So that, you could even translate that into fully working from home when you're ready. I have a girlfriend in New York. She'll probably watch this live at some point. Her name is Soraya Free. And she's a nurse, but she does only phone work. So you could do full triage and everything. So yeah, that's good. Travel is good, right? That's awesome when you can have two different kind of experiences with one mission. That's wonderful, right? Because now you're meeting all kind of people. There's people that have probably never even been to the East Coast, and you're meeting them. So that's awesome. That's good. Yeah. We want to enjoy all of this, while we're in the land of the living. All of it. All you can enjoy, try and enjoy. All you can meet, try and meet them. All who you can talk to them. Yeah, that's good. You're doing God's work. If I was somebody that can like handle watching like seeing blood and stuff like that, I would have totally been in the medical field. I would have been a doctor, or at the very least I would have been like a midwife. There's not enough black midwives, I think, in my opinion. That's God's work. That's more God's work. That's important work. Yeah. People that do midwifery, that's an important job. That's an important job. Wow. Me, I just love welcoming new life. I do. I love welcoming new life. You know, I love helping women who like, this is one of my little secret hidden talents. Like women that really want to have their own child and they've had challenges in having them. I love that. I love helping people like that. So if I was somebody that could be in the medical field, I would have totally been a midwife. Totally. I would have been a midwife for sure. You know. Yeah, but that's not my ministry. That's not my ministry. I'm not into the cutting open. Nope. I'm not into the cutting open. Some people can handle it. I can't handle it. That's one of my limitations. That definitely is. And you know, and I had to learn early. I had a cat. This is the only cat I've ever had in my life. Her name is Nautica. I had Nautica her whole life until she died. I'm sure she was like small little kitten. You could put her in your little shirt pocket. That's how tiny she was. Such a beautiful soul. And she was having kittens. And this was her first time having kittens. And she could not handle her contractions. She wanted me to like comfort her. No. Yeah, I learned pretty early. No. So anyways, it was lovely, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live. I would have never thought I would have been on a live. Oh my God. Has it been 2 hours? Is this live 2 hours long? It is 2 o'clock in the morning, which y'all don't sleep. Y'all don't sleep. What y'all doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh my God. Y'all go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. I got some things to put in order first, and then I can go and sleep in good peace. Right? I have some little people shuffling around and putting some things in order, making sure I walk in what I'm supposed to walk in tomorrow. So, y'all go and catch your rest. Right? Make sure you thank God for bringing you through the day. Thank you for traveling mercies if you was out and about today. I have so much to be grateful for. I had such a beautiful day today. Is it your first time? I've done a few. I try to keep them, you know, I try to keep them PG. I try. But, you know, this one was after midnight hours. I know people are going to be watching it during the daytime, but it is like costs, you know. Yeah. I try to keep it, and I try to use like great analogies and things like that, because some of this stuff, it's like women need to hear it, because I don't know wherever else they're going to hear it. Some people don't like to have that kind of conversation, you know? Like there's some things that I believe in that I feel like women should be privy to, and I talk about it here and in my videos. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Providence Life Design. Yeah, so like, yeah, we have some serious conversations about stuff. Yeah, we don't mince it. I don't mince the words. No, I don't do that. But we had a great live tonight. We talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about like natural things to take to help balance things in your body. We talked about what you should avoid. We talked about the kind of people to avoid. Oh, Lord. We talked about spirituality. We talked about a lot of stuff. It was a good live. It's a good live. Good live. I love having juicy lives. You know? Because then what happens is you go down a little rabbit hole and then it's a whole nother world. It's like, oh, God, we got to talk about this too. You know. You're very welcome. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. When you come back to Florida and you see, here's something. You see, like, and everybody I know that lives here thinks this way. All the West Indian people. We love it when we have to go someplace else and we get to come back here. What? Could you imagine? Listen. If this wasn't such a capitalist state, let me tell you something. If Jermaine, how you Dubai? You know, if it wasn't such a capitalist state. But I'm going to tell you something, because they don't give a fuck about women and children. They don't. Let me tell you about that about Florida. They don't give a shit about women and children here. Right? So if you got your little small children, this is not the place to come and bring your small children. People don't care. All right? I seen some things with these two eyes. Me live in New York over a decade. I ain't witness the stuff me witness here in Miami. You try there. But you could meet real friends, right? I like the people here more than other places. I enjoyed my friends. I enjoyed my friends that I had in New York. I did not enjoy living in Georgia. I feel like I don't know if I wasn't in the right pocket, but the pockets are so few and far in between. Who the hell knows? I met a lot of fake ass people in Georgia. And then when I be hearing these single women talking about they moving to Georgia, like, sis, you moving to Georgia and you ain't got no man, you gonna be borrowing somebody good husband, because there is no maintenance man to have. Oh, in August, all my boys are gonna be, let me see. So I want to bring the children. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. We could totally do it. Or maybe we can find a spa or something and go to that. But yeah, I'm always surprised when single women want to move to places like Atlanta, Georgia. Are you joking? Hell no, that is not the place for you. What are you doing? You know how I feel about having a maintenance man, honey. I have a whole video about it on my YouTube channel. I feel like it's a ministry unto itself. And I feel like women just don't have any options when you go to places like that. Yeah. Georgia is not it. And then the people that are like proud Georgians, like they're like multi-generational there. They don't want people, they don't like newcomers. How about that? They don't like newcomers. They're very clannish. Very, like when you go to Georgia, you need to have your whole little group. Your own little, them girls you catch up with, you went to high school with back home and them stuff is like you got to have your whole little clique. Because don't think you're going there to really meet some new friends. No. If you like a lot of social friends, Florida got it, boy. Florida got them. Any kind of party I want to be when outside used to be open. Okay, when outside used to be open. Okay, I can go to my nice Haitian party and go and dance whole night. If I want to go and wind up my waist at a nice little West Indian fete, go in some little corner and just drink a little drink and wine. I can, all kind of socializing. You want to go and mix up with everybody. The best happy hours you ever been to in your life. The best. So, yeah, Georgia. It got to be really for you. It got to be really, really for you. So, let me just say that about Georgia. Yeah. Do I have anything else important to say? You can easily get fat there. Yeah. What's the next thing I can say about Georgia? That's why there's so many fat people. There's a lot of fat people there. You know, I'm not slim, right? But I'm talking them kind of fat, like morbid. Yeah, they have a huge, huge population of that. And then it's like, it just, I don't know, it just does something to you, right? Because it's like what you're seeing. It's like all you're seeing. You go in certain areas. And, you know, Florida, people are way more conscious about their appearance here, right? It's like you thick, but you wanna be good thick. You know, or you at least wanna know that, okay, this is what I could do for myself to feel beautiful, or you're really comfortable with yourself. You gotta you know, be in those kind of mind frames, because you're gonna want a lot of that outdoor lifestyle, because there's so much you can do outdoors, and people are very big into socializing here, right? And then the beaches, you know, so you know, certain places is just not for me. Certain places is not for me. Yeah, like Boston wasn't for me. You know, Boston was like for my mom, but it wasn't for me. You know, it was like when I left. Peace. Like I brought nothing with me, friends, nothing. I think I have like, let me see. I maybe have 2 friends in Boston, like that I'm still friends to this day. But the rest of the people, no, I don't. You know, and I've seen them like when I've gone back and stuff like that. And they have a whole lot of, it must have been the neighborhoods we were living in. It has to be. Because I remember like going back to Boston and seeing people that like knew me. And seeing guys, maybe I liked them, maybe I had a crush on them, and then I go back and they're trying to like run you down. It's like, my dude, if you couldn't talk to me 10 years ago, 15, 20, like I don't want to talk to you now. What's that? You know? Yeah, Boston isn't for me. That wasn't for me. Yeah, I miss New York. I miss all New York used to be. I miss my friends that I still have a few friends there. I still have a few friends in New York. And then, you know, those are good friends. Friends that understand me. They're not all vexed because I'm not like calling them. I don't like those kind of friends. Those kind of friends that want you calling them every day to give them the update. Who are you? Are you a monitoring spirit or what? You is what? Yeah, I don't like them kind of people. Why are you in my business like that? How are you even functioning in your life if you are so concerned what's going on in mine? You know them kind of fast people? Yeah. I like friends that like me to have my own autonomy. You know, like allow me to just like be my own individual. You know, and then when we get together and we come together, it's beautiful. Oh, that's what I spoke about when we first got on the live. I want my own bedroom when I get married again. And whoever on this live that thinks I will not get married again, God punish you. Hellfire on you. May God reject your prayer request in the name of Jesus. Okay? Because I am, honey. We is doing it again. We're going down that path at least one more time. I think I got one more in me. I think. If not, I sure enough got a couple of, you know, affairs that can happen. Yes, honey. I gotta, you know, we gonna get it all good and occupied at some point. But yeah, that was what we started the live out with. I want my own bedroom. Yep, I want my own space. And if he has a problem with it, then we can just keep our own respective places. Yeah. You know, maybe because like I had babies so later in life, you know. I mean, I'm still a young woman, right? But I'm not, I know a lot of women that had children as teenagers, and I wasn't doing that as a teenager. I was trying to see where I ain't never seen before. you know, I was, and as a young woman, I was trying to go places I ain't never been before. That's how I've been to places like Chicago and so like there's nothing that's gonna draw me to Chicago, but I went to Chicago. I've been to places like you go and you see places. So to explore. Exploration is really, really good. So it's like while other people were there making babies, I was like I was just, I was just enjoying life and living my life. So then when I became a parent, my total focus, that's what my focus was. Ain't nobody having more fun than me because I got all these little beautiful little ones and stuff like that. Like, please, So, you got to explore. You got to go and see places. You got to travel. You got to meet new friends and stuff like that. But Georgia, honey, that was not it. You know what was really good in Georgia, though? I had these pecan pralines from the Candy Factory. Oh, my Lord. That's how you can put on some weights, huh? Eating in Georgia, everything tastes good. It could be the pancake house and it tastes good. Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. I didn't like it there though. And they got the most beautiful parks. They got beautiful parks there. They have a beautiful They have a beautiful. Their children's museum is okay, and the aquarium is nice. The aquarium is nice. But you know what's trash here in Miami? Absolute trash is the Children's Museum for Miami. That shit is garbage. It's garbage. Like, it is a bunch of like, I don't want to talk about people's careers like that, but you feel like you feel like it was created by people who've never interacted with children before, right? It's the most trash ass children museum in the world. Trash. You know who has one of Boston has a great children's museum, quite comprehensive. Even Brooklyn, right? The borough of Brooklyn, they have a fantastic children's museum. Fantastic. Right? Comprehensive, great learning, a lot of sensory, really, really nice. Atlanta's, it's okay. It's good. But Miami's Children's Museum is trash. It's a waste of time. Don't even bother taking the kids there. But you know what is pretty amazing here in Miami is the zoo. Like there is not another zoo like Zoo Miami. Not another one. Not Franklin Park in Boston. Feel how you want. Argue with your ancestors. I don't care. Not a zoo not no Bronx Zoo. Not no, like nobody don't got nothing on the zoo in Miami. That is a fantastic zoo. When I say comprehensive, it is fully comprehensive. I believe the hours are like something like between the hours of like 10 and like 5. You need to be there on time. You cannot go late to the zoo. Because if you go late to the zoo for Zoo Miami, you're going to miss stuff. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to make it to see everything, girl, yeah, they could do some Haitian food down here. You know what I'm missing though? Senegalese food. I miss that about New York. Yeah, I love me some good Senegalese poisson frite. And when I used to eat meat, honey, you ain't had lamb till you been to a Senegalese restaurant, honey. Okay. But yeah, the Haitian restaurants down here, they got me good. I'm good. I'm happy. They soothe my soul, They do. Like you're not missing the good fried fish from back home if you got some good Haitian spots to go to. And your banana, and you eat it with your pickles, honey, and that good rice, honey. Ooh. Yeah, the Haitian food is on lock here in Miami. You know what else is on lock here in Miami? If you love live music, these people take it for granted. Let me say that. I went to the most excellent I don't know. 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 music festival. They had it in Miramar last fall. World class. You hear me? And it was his first year. When I say he captured the entire Caribbean on one stage, I have never been to anything like that. He had Haitian music, calypso, reggae, Afrobeat artists. It was fantastic. Let me tell you what it was, so you guys can look out for it, because you know I don't mess around with no mess. Ooh, I feel stiff. You see me moving like an old lady? The Creole Culture Fest. I can't wait till this is held again. So go and find their website, go and find their IG, so you can stay on top of it, turn on notifications for them. Madame Gogoose, well, that's one of the brands that supported them, that sponsored them. But the Creole Culture Fest, that was the most phenomenal music events. Yeah, they take live music for granted here in Florida. They oh my God, you crossing state lines, honey, for this food. Yeah, food is important. That's why I went to where I went today. Bar One in Miami Beach. I mean, he can improve on the service, right? The service can be improved. And when I say service, I don't mean like he got bad people working there, right? It's like they got to get all their little systems in place. But the food, listen, Bar One, everything tastes good. You ever been in a place and everything tastes good? Everything. I know a few of those places. So Bar One, delicious. And if you want like high dining, the whole high dining. Hi, Benny. If you want the high dining experience, like proper. Oh, I see. There's a whole lot going on over there too. Yeah, Bar One, the food is so good. Everything tastes good. He has a good chef. Hopefully, they work out all their little kinks and stuff like that. But that's a great restaurant. If you want tasty food, everything tastes good there. Thank you. I overdid it with the lashes, girl, because I had my birthday little celebration today. So this is like take me away, like the ones that you see the lady and the wind is blowing and it can like pull her eyes up. You're in Florida. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. So Bar One in Miami Beach, their food is the cat's meow. If you want like food takeout only, it's not the best kind of environment. You got to go through Palaka and all of that. But Nate's Catering, honey, if you want like good Southern fare, hey. If you want good Southern food, like everything tastes good. Everything. Everything. Nate's Catering. Everything tastes good. Oh my God. Yeah, that's the stuff that'll have you just fat. Thank you. Yes, this is my birthday month. Let me see. Yeah, those two places. It has never failed me. The food is just, everything is good. I like that. I like places like that. And then I have like my Haitian spots. Like if I want some, the food that we like, and then I'm friends now. I met him through one of my other friends. He's a chef actually by trade. Honey, he made me some black rice, some jonjon. Honey, this jonjon rice had cashew in it. I said, this is the ancestors that know how to teach him how to make that rice. Because that's some real African rice. Yeah, honey, and it was a Haitian. Bahrain. Yeah, I don't eat meat anymore. When I used to eat meat, my Senegalese restaurants in New York, honey, listen. That dibe, there's nothing better than that. It's like delicious. They use like a lot of mustards. You know, it's quite interesting. Your taste buds are just on fire. I just love good food. I love good food. Love. One of my friends that lives in New York, him and his wife, his name is Mr. Green. Fantastic chef. If you're in New York and you need a good chef, he'll come to your house and cook too. Like if you want to like surprise your spouse. Oh yeah, I got the hookup. I got the hookup if you're in New York. Yeah, their food, he's an amazing chef. Amazing. You know, these kind of things are important because you see me, there's some restaurants I've been to like in Fort Lauderdale. It's like it's all fun and everything for a good happy hour and a meet up with your friends, you know, your other friends. And right? But the food is like, gosh, you got to go through the whole menu to learn what your go-to is. I don't like restaurants like that. Like, we're cool to go and just hang out and schmooze, right? But if you know, like, yeah, I like my food to be good because I myself am a very domesticated woman. And I know what makes foods taste how it tastes, right? Because I know how to cook. So because I know how to cook, you just can't come giving me any old shit that you didn't put no thought into. What? Who is that for? Go feed that to your dog. Huh? Don't give me that. Yeah. But if your food is everything, I don't got no problem with telling people. I love to give a good referral. I do. I love that. Love. When I was in Guyana years ago, me too. I'm a pescatarian, vegetarian, Jermaine. That's why I was telling the lady, like, I don't eat meat anymore. And Tampa, really? I haven't been to Tampa yet. Maybe I'll go there when my aunt comes down. Because I think she has something going on over there. But I'm in South Florida. So when I was talking about some food. Because we're talking about food right now. I was about to tell you about a place. But yeah, if you're in Brooklyn, they got a Senegalese restaurant that opened up on Fulton Street. It's probably going to be about 2 years that they've been there. But I know about them because their first location is in Harlem. And my favorite Senegalese restaurant that is still in Harlem, they're called African Kine. African Kine. African Kine. Listen, you ain't had good Senegalese food, honey, until you have gone to African Kine, honey, in Harlem. They are delicious. Even in Georgia, they had a good Senegalese restaurant, and by the time I went to Guyana and came back, they were gone. That thing broke my heart. I know it hurt my uncle too, because he's half African, and here it is, I'm putting him on to like some amazing food that was like right on Lawrenceville Highway, like it was accessible, you know? And man, they must have been in maybe a year. They were gone. I don't know where they went to. And I feel like I had the lady's number. Like she tried to give me her personal number, but I didn't take it. I only had the business information. So we lost out on that. But yeah, I'm a pescatarian, vegetarian. Yeah, because they do the poisson friettes. And then the Haitian food, like especially you get a good Haitian food restaurant. I know a good one over here. They're in North Miami Beach. I think it's like 163rd, I believe is the name of the roadway. This roadway takes you all the way from like the highway junction that's between North Miami Beach and Miami Gardens. So it's on the other side. So it's in North Miami Beach. And if you stayed on that roadway, it would take you all the way to like Aventura, you know, or those places. It'll take you to the beaches. So there's a good Peruvian food place over there too, on that same roadway. I don't know the name of them, but it's a little small spot, and they make that mariscon super. Listen, It's a seafood soup, and it's a cream base. That seafood soup is everything. Now they try to duplicate it in the fast, like in the La Granja, which is like the fast food, hearty Hispanic food, right? They try their best. It's a close second, but there's this place. Hold on a minute. I probably got their stuff in my drawer somewhere. That's how darn good they are. Yes, honey. If they wasn't good, I wouldn't be able to backtrack. La Perunita. And they're on Northeast. Is that correct? How could it be on Northeast 2nd Avenue, North Miami Beach? But let me tell you, they got this seafood soup. It is okay. Let me tell you. Let me give you a testimony about the soup. This is how damn good it is. I'm gonna have y'all coming all the way down to Miami for some soup. You hear me? For some food. One time, this is when I was working at a brick and mortar in Miami Gardens, and I never call out sick. I leave sick calls if my babies are sick and they can't go to school and daycare. So that's when I'm home with them. But me, I go to work because I love what I do, right? I love interior design. And fuck everybody that try to crush my dreams of interior design that I've ever worked with in New York. You guys will go to hell. But let me tell you. So I never ever called out of work. And I remember being sick with the flu. And I had this soup. And I was a couple days in, but I was getting better. And let me tell you, if you feel weak in your body and you eat this soup, you feel like God has renewed your strength. like you feel like you can mount up wings like an eagle. Like your strength is renewed in your soul, honey. Okay? Let me tell you, it's a cream-based soup. It has clam, octopus. Well, this is the mix-up one. Shrimp. They drop an egg in there. It has cheese in it. Oh my God. When I say you feel like a strong somebody after you have this soup, it will repair everything in your life. Like any mineral you're missing, any vitamin you may have missed that has you feeling really sick in your body, or not feeling healthy or not feeling strong, it's in this soup. Oh my God. La Perunita. You see yeah. That's how good they are. That I actually have a menu in my house. You know they're good. I got a menu in my house. Yeah. So we talked about food. That's fantastic. You know what they do really good down here in Miami? You can always get good sushi. Now there's a few different places. Don't ask me to refer a particular place, but I went to something called the Battle of the Chefs. Oh my God. Ooh. Now, the Indian food, you could easily run into some trash ass Indian and Chinese food. Me personally, I don't eat Chinese food, right? Chinese food from Chinese food restaurants. Now, the sushi, you could easily have sushi that's not made by Asian people in Florida. It can easily happen, right? But they've mastered the recipes. So there's a place in Fort Lauderdale, they sell no less than 45 different types of sushi rolls. Like, you're going to be in that menu for like 30 minutes, and then you're going to realize that, you know what? Well, they have the ones that don't got anything raw in it too. Like, they have all kind of rolls. And you're going to realize, you know what? Let me just order 2. And let's start with that. And then you're going to be planning the next time you're going to go back there. And they're in Fort Lauderdale. Now, and they do hookah. They have hookah, but they got literally like 45, 50 types of sushi to choose from. Sushi, like, if you're into that. So they have a lot of good sushi if you're into sushi. See me there scratching? Something escaped and got into my house, something. You gotta have good screens on your windows, right? Or if you're like in a high rise, then you'll be fully sealed up until you like open up your sliding door or whatever. Bubble guts. You know who has the most amazing Indian food? England. That has to be the best Indian food outside of India. Is in England, in London. Yeah. They can walk a curry. They can walk a curry. They can walk a tandoori pot. Like they are good. They are good. Like if you're into Indian food, you haven't had Indian food until you've eaten in London. I'm sure about that. Forget all them people you see, all over in Manhattan and line. You don't eat good Indian food until you've been to London. Then you're getting the real. You're getting the real one. The real. Your food is important. Food is so important. You don't realize how important food is until you're on a vacation and you realize I haven't fully enjoyed any of my meals. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem, people. Yeah. That's why if I go to Africa, I'm going to be big like a house. All the pounded yam and gari, and because I love me some African food. I do. I know how to make pepe soup. I haven't made it in many years, but I know how to make it. I know what good pepe soup is like. I know how to make my gari, the eba. How you cook the cassava flour to be able to eat it with the soups. And I love African food. Oh my God. I love African food. I love Indian food. And some southern food is good. It might be the yogurt, because if you are lactose intolerant, then you need to tell them that I need a vegan meal, or ask them if they can cook it without the yogurt. Now, if you feel like you've been to one particular and the food is not working for you, that means they're not cooking the seasoning properly before they make the food. Same thing with Guyanese food. That's why there's certain foods we cannot eat from. See, that's the thing I don't like about Georgia. Like Georgia people, like a Trinidadian can go and open up a Jamaican food restaurant in Georgia. Nobody would know the difference. You can't do that shit in New York, right? In Florida, in New York, it's like we know what we want. If we want a palau, we're going to a Trini, right? But you're not. That means they're not cooking the seasoning good. That means they're cooking the season like. That's a wrong thing to say, but I have to say it, like white people. People think they can just sprinkle anything in a pot. No, you gotta do certain due process to seasonings before you then cook it, right? Or you need to make it part of. Some people, they cook their curry where they season up the meat first, so the curry is cooking from the time it went on the pot. From the time it went on the seasoning. You can't just start cooking, get a pot cooking, and you come in and sprinkling curry powder like you're sprinkling salt to backside. Who are you cooking that for? That's going to make somebody sick. Yeah. So like in New York, it's like we have the go-to. You want a good curry goat, you have to go to Jamaican. You must. If you want ackee, only Jamaicans is going to cook an ackee for you. Only. So many people here in Florida got ackee tree. I got to get me a good friend with an ackee tree so I can go and collect my own ackee. You see, when you become like a pescatarian, vegetarian, and those kind of things are so important to you. Because you're getting like a different kind of consistency, and you can do so many things with it. You can mix it with saltfish, it's all of that, right? So, everybody has their thing. Down here in Florida, where they have the Bahamian, right? So if you gotta find the right people to have an escabeche or a conch, conch escabeche or conch fritter and them kind of stuff. They can make that. They can make that. That is their thing. You know? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't like when places just get like where the people think, oh, they're all the same. No, because then they're eating a bad rendition of a curry, and that's not good. You know, that's like in Guyana, right? Who we want to eat curry from? Somebody you know for a fact they can cook a curry, or you're gonna go to a good Creole's place that it have Indian people cooking. Oh my God, that's making. Listen, there's a place in Georgetown. What's the name? It's not far from Georgetown Hospital. My aunt has 3 trees. She lives 7 minutes from me. So that means I'm coming with my little pack up. I'm coming with my package. So I can collect and package up and clean it and keep it here. Yeah, I come in to collect Aki when I come. I gotta remember that. Absolutely. But there's a place near Georgetown Hospital in Guyana. I don't know why the name is slipping me. But if Victor see this and Victor come back on the live and he come back and watch and he skips forward and come and see this piece, he got to put the name of the place, right? I think they're called Sasha. Betancourt is okay if you want good Creoles. Like if you want a powerful a cook up rice. Yeah, I make a bad. Yeah, yes, I got to come collect my Aki. If you want a good cook-up rice, Betancourt got you. A good cook-up rice and a barbecue chicken, they have you. You did it. You know? But there's a place over by Georgetown Hospital, and they're not open late. Like she's only morning, breakfast, and lunch only. But when I tell you they have everything, every kind of roti, sada roti, oil roti, dal puri backside, all kind of white pudding, black pudding, dal. If you want 5 curry, no, not Germans. Nope, it's a woman's name in the beginning with an S. It's not. A Creole's place. It's East Indian people, but they have black women in there working too. They got African people working in there, but it's East Indian people. They make a Creole's food every time. Every time I go to Georgetown, I have to stop there. Must. Especially when I have my good drivers. Oh my God, yes. I buy in food for everybody. This food sweet saute. You can't eat such sweet food and you don't buy for people who did, working for you. Yeah, that food was amazing. I love some good food, boy. Jeez, that's why I'm so fat. You can't remember. Exactly. I don't know why the name's slipping me. It's like a Sasha or a Sarah. Not Sarah. Maybe it's a nickname that East Indian ladies like to give each other. One of them little, I don't want to use the bad word. The bad word we call East Indian people. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Betancourt, they got you on lock. You want a good cook-up rice with a barbecue chicken, or you want a cook-up rice with some fried fish? Betancourt got you. You're disappointed like a ass if they don't get food for you. And the good thing too, that is be open late, right? Yeah, well, they're Muslim. They're Islamic. Yeah, they make a good. But this place I'm telling you, that's near Georgetown. Like you literally can walk from there. Here's the next landmark, Jermaine. Near right the Shell gas station. And then when you're going the road, you're going to walk over to Georgetown Hospital. I think it's Georgetown Hospital. What in the place name, man? I like food bad. I like my belly. Yo, when I had listen, I would challenge anybody. Guyanese, we got the most beautiful cuisine. The most beautiful cuisine, I think, than in the entire Caribbean. And the reason why is because the variety is second to none. You see when I had my kwekwe? It's only African food I had in my kwekwe. Yes. I had You name it. My cooker was authentic. Yeah, my cooker was authentic. My food was so good. I had only Guyanese African food. Like Guyanese cuisine, guys who are not familiar, is we have like such a variety of food because of the different, you know, from the native indigens to the stolen Africans, all the way to the indentured Asians and Portuguese and East Indians and Chinese and so on that came, right? So the cuisine, it's like we have a little bit of everything, right? Like we love a black pudding. Where we get that from? That has to be from Europe, right? White pudding. The natives, the indigens, that's where we get pepper pot from. I used to have my mom's, look what I have. See? This is something, I have it upside down, right? It's an apparatus. See? It's an apparatus that the native Indians in Guyana, these are the native Indians that the colonists, they didn't get to kill these ones. If there was Indians on other islands and they didn't wipe them out, they didn't get to kill out the ones we got in Guyana. So we picked up their cuisine from them, and they make something called pepper pot. And we usually cook it like everybody else, you know, the Africans and the East Indians. We usually cook it like around Christmas time. I could make a bad pepper. My mother teach me how to make a good pepper pot. I know my ex-husband, I know he up shit creek with that one. I know, because he had some good, I made some good pepper pots. So we got pepper pot from them. I think there's something else that we widely eat that's also Amerindian. But, and then like we love a good curry, right? Christmas morning breakfast with our homemade bread. Let me tell you something. You just gave me a memory, right? So there's this bakery up on Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, and they're African people, African Guyanese. And like the wife, she's afraid of money. Afraid. You know? Like Christmas come the same time every year, boy. You don't change. You don't show up in November and then another year it come in December. Every year it has come December time. And instead she go and figure out how she can go and rent and borrow or rent out a baker's shop and bake bread to her heart content, you know what kind of money she can make? I never see people so afraid of money in my life. She afraid of money. She afraid, even if she say, okay guys, she put your sign up, you understand? Look, I'm going to get you some free games so somebody can pass this on to shit. Put up a sign after Thanksgiving and say, hello people, as of December 22nd or December 20th, my bread will be $1 more, but you will be able to buy unlimited quantities. You know, money she can make. Then people can proper make a sweet white bread. Oh my God. You see, she had the line going till outside they want to ration. People tell them they can only buy 2 loaves of bread. What? You would tell people who come till from Queens to come buy your bread, they can only buy 2 loaves of bread. You strip it or what? You know, like she's silly bad. Then people will just cuss you bad, or they will come, they buy the bread and wait outside for the bread and they'll cuss you. They say, hey, if your husband only marry a woman, you know, East Indian lady, so they will cuss you, they will talk bad, but she okay. But she bread sweet. That's the only thing good she make. They don't know how to make curry. I say so. If them vex, let them agree with their ancestors. I don't care. They cannot make a curry. They may use up coconut for come and do all the next coconut sweet stuff. You see story like that before? Like if it's supposed to be a salara or something, the blasted coconut like husk. You not enjoy it. They're not good with it. But they can make a bread. They can make a bread. Listen, this bread perfect, sir. When we go to like a funeral and stuff like that, and yeah, buy a couple loaf of them bread. You see the repast. You slice that rice, you lay that bitch up with some butter and put some cheese on that one there, and you listen. People gonna ask you where you get the bread from. I used to always give it away as gifts, always. I remember I would take it to like the salon. Like if I know I'm gonna buy bread for myself, I would buy for my girlfriend, and before them start broke, the bread done. The bread is good. Then people just act like Christmas will come different time of the year and them kind of nonsense. I don't like when people don't use their head, especially when they have something that's a fully functioning. They worked out a system and they don't scale it. That's not good. That's not good. Look in my kitchen. You see my kitchen? Hold on. That's my little corner. Some things don't really pack away. I have my fruits and stuff like that and snacks. I have a beautiful snack basket. So yeah. What time is it? Okay, guys. Let me go to my bed, yeah? It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I gotta get up. Right? It was nice. We talked about a lot. We talked about food. Whoever wasn't on this live, they missed it. They missed it. But it was awesome talking with you, Melanie. We're gonna make this trip happen. Let me know if there's a good spa around there, because then I could probably just come and we can like do that. We could do that, and then I can collect my my Aki. Yes, Jermaine. Bye. It was nice talking to you. Yeah, and we gotta night. We gotta figure out the name of the people, the Creole's restaurant, man, in Georgetown, over by the Georgetown Hospital. I feel like it's Sasha. I feel like it's Sasha's. Right? Something like that. But anyway, you guys have a good night. Be blessed. Don't forget to thank God for sparing your life. And to have a wonderful, productive day when you wake up. Right? All right. Be blessed, guys.